Deep within the sun-scorched savannas of southern Africa, a 2-ton black rhinoceros staggers through the acacia scrub, driven nearly mad by an invisible army. Skin as thick as body armor should render this prehistoric giant invulnerable to the wild. Yet he is slowly being drained alive. Buried deep within the soft, vulnerable folds of his flanks, beneath his tail, and squeezed inside the delicate canals of his ears, hundreds of thousands of blood-engorged ticks have anchored themselves. Each parasite is a ticking time bomb, pumping anticoagulants into his bloodstream while swelling to dozens of times its original size. The sheer burden of this infestation causes excruciating inflammation, severe anemia, and open sores that invite deadly bacterial infections. The giant is powerless. His massive horn cannot reach them. Rolling in the mud offers only brief temporary relief as the baked crust flakes away, leaving the parasites alive and ravenous beneath. Without help, this colossal beast will be ground down by creatures smaller than a thumbnail. Then, out of the dry, tall grass, a movement stirs. A pack of low-slung, sharp-toothed carnivores emerges, chirping and signaling to one another in rapid, chaotic syncopation. These are not gentle grazers or docile songbirds. They are banded mongooses, notorious, cold-blooded killers built to snap the spines of highly venomous cobras and crack open the armored carapaces of scorpions. By all logic of the wild, a thick-skinned megafauna giant should view a pack of aggressive carnivores with suspicion, or crush them beneath a foot that weighs more than their entire family line combined. But as the mongooses approach, something extraordinary happens. The giant halts. He lowers his massive, armored head to the dusty earth, closes his eyes, and rolls onto his side, exposing his most vulnerable underbelly to a dozen sharp-toothed predators. What begins next is one of the most astonishing high-stakes alliances in the natural world. The mongooses do not hesitate. They swarm over the lying giant like a tactical unit, scaling his massive flanks and scrambling across his face. Their needle-sharp claws grip his leathery hide as they begin their search. With surgical precision, tiny muzzles dive into the deep, dark creases of his skin where the ticks cluster in dense, pulsating carpets. With swift, powerful tugs, the mongooses tear the bloated parasites directly from the flesh, crunching down on the iron-rich delicacies with sickening efficiency. To the mongoose, a tick swollen with rhino blood is not just a pest. It is a high-calorie protein packet, rich in nutrients that requires zero energy to chase down across the open plains. For the rhinoceros, every sharp pluck of a parasite brings immediate, overwhelming relief. But this partnership requires absolute, unwavering trust. The mongooses are stepping directly into the kill zone of a volatile, short-sighted mega herbivore whose instinct is to attack anything that moves. A single sudden twitch, an accidental roll, or a startled stomp from the rhino could instantly crush several mongooses to death. Yet the giant remains unnaturally still, holding his breath as the tiny carnivores crawl directly over his eyelids to pull ticks from his lashes and climb deep inside his ear canals to clear out infestations that have tormented him for months. The atmosphere is tense, balanced on a razor's edge between mutual survival and instant lethality. This bizarre cooperative cleaning ritual is a masterpiece of evolutionary adaptation. Mongooses are typically solitary or small pack hunters that rely on constant movement to flesh out insects and reptiles from the dirt. However, in regions where parasite populations explode during the wet season, hunting fast-moving prey requires immense energy expenditure for small returns. By targeting the dense, immobile tick colonies residing on large mammals, the mongoose pack secures an effortless, highly concentrated food source. They have effectively transformed the largest animals on the continent into mobile, self-replenishing buffets. In return, the host animal gains a dedicated security and hygiene force capable of stripping away thousands of disease-carrying parasites in a single afternoon. As the afternoon sun hits its zenith, the cleaning operation intensifies. The pack works systematically, dividing the giant's massive frame into clear zones. While 3 mongooses focus on the soft tissue around the throat, others work along the spine, meticulously prying out ticks that have embedded themselves deep beneath the skin. The sound of crunching exoskeletons fills the quiet savanna air. For the ticks, what was an effortless feast has turned into an absolute massacre. Their parasitic hold is broken, their bodies pulverized by jaws designed to crush bone and shell. The host animal's heart rate slows, his breathing deepening into a state of near trance as the agony of constant itching and burning inflammation begins to recede. Yet the symbiotic peace is constantly threatened by the unforgiving environment around them. The scent of blood, both from crushed ticks and the open sores left behind, drifts on the thermal winds, signaling to nearby apex predators. A pride of lions or a lurking leopard would view a distracted, lying giant and a cluster of preoccupied mongooses as an easy opportunity. The mongooses know this. Even while gorging themselves on parasites, their dark, narrow eyes sweep the surrounding grass. Every few minutes, several members of the pack stand upright on their hind legs, acting as sentinels. If a threat approaches, a sharp, piercing alarm squeak will shatter the silence, sending the mongooses scattering into the underbrush in a fraction of a second, and alerting the giant to rise and present his deadly mourn. This dynamic interaction illustrates a fundamental truth about the African wilderness. Sheer strength and massive size mean nothing if you cannot manage the microscopic world around you. A rhino can toss a lion into the air and crush a hyena with a single step, yet he can be brought to his knees by an organism thousands of times smaller than himself. Without the specialized intervention of small, agile carnivores like the mongoose, entire populations of large mammals would suffer devastating drops in health, leaving them weakened and easy prey for big cats, or succumbing to tick-borne blood pathogens. By the time the mongooses finish their sweep, the transformation is complete. Thousands of parasites have been erased from the giant's body. The open sores, now cleared of infection-causing pests, can finally begin to dry and heal under the African sun. The mongooses, their bellies distended and packed with vital calories, gather their young and signal to regroup. With quick, darting movements, they vanish back into the golden grass, searching for the next giant in need of their brutal services. The rhinoceros slowly rises to his feet, shaking the thick dust from his back. Free from the agonizing torment that drove him to exhaustion, he raises his head, tests the wind, and strides back into the wilderness with renewed vigor. In the grand tapestry of nature, no creature exists in isolation. The line between predator and savior, hunter and healer, is constantly blurred by the ruthless logic of evolution. The giant of the plains does not survive merely because he is large and powerful. He survives because he yields to the tiny, sharp-toothed killers that clean his wounds. It is a striking testament to the brutal beauty of the natural world, a place where even the most formidable beasts must bow before the smallest creatures just to see another sunrise.